My love for you in Israel knows no bounds or borders. My heart, feel my heart. Ooh. Everything is going as planned, Master. You look ravishing tonight, sir.
Hey guys, so I go all out on Nick Fuentes a lot because I just, I don't like the guy. I just think he's, not just a fed, he's a fraud, a fake, all that shit. Anyways, but, just usually my opinion, but, I saw this video of Candace and she seems to be saying everything I've been saying, but I don't have an audience and she does. So I just wanted to get this out there because what she says is more detailed than just talking shit. She knows more than I do, obviously. So I want to get this out there as much as I could because he's a punk. And I don't like when he started talking that pedicure shit. That pissed me off. It pissed me off a lot. Oh, it's not exactly pedicures. If it's enough. And no, he said that kind of shit years ago too. But I'm just tired of these freaks. So let's take it. Let's hear her out.
All right, let's get to Nick Fuentes. Staying on this theme, it sort of feels like over time they've been softening things and making it sound different. This is, by the way, for people who initially, and I know people have changed their minds as things grew more radical, but I think people who initially were supporting the transgender movement were not doing so out of evil. This kid's going through some stuff, or I want to be a supportive parent. I think they were very ill-guided. It was obvious to me that as soon as you start saying that children have the authority when they're 4 to decide about their bodies, we know what comes next. We just know what comes next. It's obvious. And they're always trying to throw these things out to exist between like a left-right paradigm, but it's just this.
But guys, this is very important though. I don't think people understand this about what's going on with this whole Nick thing. Think about it. Just don't look at it as, oh, Nick, everyone talks about Nick. Think of it like this. You were in high school or something, right? And you're sitting in class, and you saw the new kid that just moved to town. He walks into class. You see Nick walking in, his little nerdy butt. Would you think, like, look at him like, oh, he's gonna be a star? No, not because he's a nerd, and he does look like one. Because he just isn't, what? He's a theater boy, like she says. The point is this, there's no way someone who's just some dork with an old man's haircut comes out and takes over like this, like that. I've been doing this for years. No, shut up. It's all this bullshit. But the point is this, it came from somewhere, and I was doing research, and I found out. I did find some information that was very, very convincing from on X. And it was all about analytics with Nick, and it's basically saying that, like, he's only, like, online famous, but doesn't have anything else really go showing, you know what I mean? And it's true. If someone goes, like, Candace goes to a book signing or some conference sells out, right? He doesn't do that, and it's like a forced fame, you know what I mean? And they had like I posted on one of my videos a while ago, but I'm sure you can find it. It's just a lot of data that suggests that his videos, everything about him is artificial. I don't want more than that. I don't waste too much time.
Sickos at the top trying to accomplish their aims and also slowly introducing us in culture. We spoke about that, how they're now kind of soft selling us incest and pedophilia at all times. And of course, if you've read Hollywood Babylon in our book club, then you know that this is the founding story of Hollywood. That is Hollywood's founding story. They were after this Babylonian culture. They largely imported a bunch of Viennese directors who had been engaging in pedophilia over in Vienna, and that it was rampant. It was just rampant. Anyway, Nick Fuentes is one of these people who is trying to soften it. So for clarity, before we listen to this clip, Jeffrey Epstein had been accused of trafficking children, 8 years old, 11 years old. He, for his own birthday, as a birthday present to himself, found some 12-year-old triplets who were dirt poor, and his friend, Jean-Luc Brunel in Paris, flew these 12-year-old triplets to Jeffrey Epstein, okay? No one's arguing about Jeffrey Epstein's perverted interest, a sexual interest. No one's arguing that. However, Nick Fuentes is going to explain why, actually, that's not pedophilia. Take a listen.
It's pathetic.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it. But I guess I'm being forced to say it. it's not really pedophilia, okay?
Really? Is that why you have that dorky ass mustache trying to grow in? This thing's trying to fit the part of a pedicurist. Weirdo.
They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there. Okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
Oh, that's the dilemma. Israel's up to no good. Oh, it has nothing to do with kids being trafficked. It's about, it's like this new type of, they used to do like in biker gangs, cops go undercover, and it's like, they have to keep evolving. They can't just keep going in there. Hey guys, I'm Bill, Usually you have to have something like to make you look believable, right? But they're doing that, but it's like the opposite. They're having like people like Nick go out there and start soft, slowly, like Megyn Kelly was doing it too. Start making pedicures, not so bad. I mean, if you look at the age, if you just go physically by their biological age and not the time they've been on Earth, well, that could look like a 21. You see what they're doing? You start to, shave down that line, that area, and you keep getting close to the line, and it's like they do it on purpose. They can't just jump over the line right away. You got to get there eventually. So once you're right next to the line, just another inch, just a little bit more, a couple inches more, boom, right? That's it. Then you cross the line, and then all of a sudden, that's the new norm. That's how people like Nick and stuff. That's what they're doing. That's why I believe it's not just he's a fed because J6, what he did, J6, didn't matter. It's because of, all of it.
Honestly, this is a time where it is appropriate to say this. Stop.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Agree. I watched clips. Just stop right there. Why are we always here in society for no reason? How easy is it not to do that? Okay? Not to try to use some technicality. Which, by the way, who do you think is in control of these definitions, by the way? I mean, they are changing the definition of what it means to be a girl and a boy right now. So if you can find, well, look at this definition. Technically, if the person is 11, if the person's not under 5, who cares if they're prepubescent? The point is not pedophilia. We've expanded the definition. We're constantly expanding and changing definitions to confuse people against common sense. Okay?
Well, it's not just that, though. It's not just about like them. Oh, you're that age. It's more than just age, though. Like, what I mean? He's trying to push it like, oh, you can't tell, right? You can't tell. But there's also like it's not just the pedicures. They're not just violating someone's body, their mind too, So even if their body does look the right, like around legal age and shit, the brain's not though, you know what I mean? So you can't use that disgusting, pathetic dork logic from Nick Fuentes of all people. Anyways, you know what I mean? So people like him don't give a shit. Honestly, he's not a Christian. I mean, oh yeah, go take their oil and kill them in Venezuela. He's selling you shit. He knows it's not right. Well, not that he feels that it's not right, but that's what he's told to do. Think about it. It's true. He goes after the right, not the left. He just does it to where it makes it look like he's on your side when he's not. And he doesn't care about a young girl's mindset. What happened? What does to her girl who gets trafficked? Hey, but her body's she's alive. That's good enough, right?
If you are sexually interested in prepubescent children, you're a pedophile. How about that? Is that easy? Thumbs up? Cool? We good? And what is just so remarkable to me, and like I said, I've been fine with him doing his thing. Obviously, he's a federal informant. It's ridiculous for people that don't understand that. It's ridiculous that people just keep following him despite the overwhelming evidence. I mean, this guy took a meeting with Dan Wilkes' partner after years of screaming about Ben Shapiro and talking about Israel. He took a meeting with Defend Texas Liberty, and Ferris Wilkes' partner and pitched, one reporter got documents, was pitching to sell the data of his followers. And people were like, that's fine. He led people into a Capitol with a bullhorn and said, ignore police, storm the barriers, as if he had fed instructions. And we know for a fact he was informed the night before by Milo Yiannopoulos that the feds were going to beat, that there was some Fed trap happening. And despite that, he went with a bullhorn. He didn't just attend. He had a bullhorn, and he's telling people to storm, and he doesn't get arrested. And his lawyer wants to go off record when he's asked directly about whether or not he is a federal informant. It's been so in your face and obvious. The ridiculous, I just got $250,000 in Bitcoin from France from a guy who's...
Yeah, I don't get what she's talking about. I never heard that. I mean, I've read a lot about him. A quarter, did she say billion or million? I mean, I'm going to have to look into that. That makes no sense. And the guy's dead? I don't know what she's insinuating, so I just don't know about that story. Maybe you guys know, you can tell me.
Killed himself and published a letter 24 hours after he was dead, because he set it on a timer, and it's in perfect English, and anybody who's ever been to France, French people don't speak perfect English. They are not writing a letter in English, even if they speak perfect English. It's just been so absurd that it offends my senses. It offends my sensibility that people have been following him. This is a Glee Club kid, okay? He's dramatic. I like Nick Fuentes clips, like I like watching Real Housewives clips. And this is, by the way, the problem, as I've said, that heterosexual men cannot continue to follow theater boys. This is actually an illness in our society, is that people who are playing the part of men and are actually at their core theater boys and want to go to Congress and want to have platforms and would never fight.
Like, I didn't know there's a thing where people are following theater boys. You know what? Like, I don't know. To me, that sounds ridiculous. But look at him. That whole stupid demeanor. Then he talks like that. Like he's like, what, Gilbert Godfrey or some shit. I'm just saying, when I say he's a dork, I'm not saying it, like, to be mean. Like, even if there are dorks, I like dorks. I just think he's a dork trying to act cool. I don't know. What is it that, are people just getting dumber? Guys getting dumber? I mean, you see this nerd on TV, and, you know, like, with his eyes and that dumb smile and that haircut of his. Shit, I mean, I guess it's an improvement from his last, when he was younger, but still, like, I don't know. They're listening to this guy. Why? Because he's hateful? You can't just look at someone because they're different. Oh, they're different. He's saying things that you're not supposed to say. I want to be free. He's cool. And enough of that shit. You don't think there's FBI or some kind of intelligence agencies that have you figured out before you even know what you're going to think, they know what you're going to think. Do you really think they don't go over this shit with people like him? Come on. What's his uprising? What? There's nothing there to justify him. He's not even funny, really. He likes pedicures, obviously. He's always defending the country that loves pedicures. At least they make it look like they do. And he's always attacking the one team that he's actually on. And he wanted to cause upheaval in the system, but not actually change anything. Everything he wants to do is all deep state shit, right? If it is oil, let's go there. Let's take their shit. He knows you're not going to take. He's lying. He's making fools out of you guys like, oh, well, you know what? He gets rich for doing this, for fooling you, basically. And people are like, okay, let's go take their oil. Would that work in here and go to someone's home that's nicer house and go take their oil, go take their stuff? Why not? You're stronger, right? It's idiotic. It's dumb. He's a dork. People just need to open their eyes and know he's running a hustle on you. And not even a cool hustle. At least, like P. Diddy was disgusting, but at least, he had that flash, that swagger, the money. Does he have curly hair? Please.
Wars, they are, for whatever reason, being listened to by actual men. This was just unbelievable to me that the statement was made, and you couldn't see that it was going to end here. Of course, what happens. This is what happens when you elect or you decide that you're going to follow people who don't like women. That's the reality. They don't like women, so family offends them. And despite making that statement, he then tries to do a 180 and pretend he didn't just say what we heard him say. Here's what he said in a follow-up, where he's going to yell at you for hearing what he just said, which is that it's not pedophilia. Take a listen.
This is not just about somebody was trafficking girls somewhere. That's not the story. The story is someone was trafficking girls to acquire blackmail to sell to Israel. That is the point, and that is what I said last night. I said for someone to make it all about pedophilia, I said it's kind of just like it's not really true because, again, it does get away from what's happening there.
Okay,
It is not.
this is psyop talk. The thing that you really want to try to defend and like be sneaky about is the thing that it's not that big. It's this thing over there. It's like a reverse times 2 psychology. You know what I mean? Like he's basically saying like, oh, you know what? Pedophile's not a big deal. It's all about the government and the deep state. You know what I mean? Like, and when you hear it like that, you're like, yeah, fuck. Even if you don't, like, let's say you believe that he was saying that he really meant that. Your mind's still going to hear, pedophile's not that big of a deal because there's worse stuff over there. It's really about that. So he's trying to make it to where it's not, the reason Epstein was a big problem. It's not because people are disgusted with pedicurists, right? That's not why. They're mad because, nothing to do with that. That's okay, basically saying. They're mad because of, government liaisons and stuff. It's like bullshit. We know what you're doing, you dork. He's trying to make it look like that's not a big deal. So you think that? No, it is that. That's the big deal. Number 2 is the government blackmail part. Kids suffering. Oh, no, that's number 2 in his mind. And let's say you believe his words. Would you want some fool that thinks hurting kids is number 2 as opposed to what? The government, crooked government that's everywhere. It's been around since the Roman times. And before then, there's Judas, for goodness sake. Don't fall for that shit that he's doing. Come on. It's just so obvious. It's not that. People aren't disgusted because of the pedicurists. No, it's about the government. Shut up, fool. This porn.
Not satanic pedophilia cult stuff. It is really run-of-the-mill prostitution and sex trafficking, but for a international political purpose. And it's important not to lose sight of that. I saw Marjorie Greene say this is about female victims. It's actually not about female victims.
There it is.
It's about the integrity of our government. You understand the difference? It's not to say we're not sympathetic. It's not to say that it's not criminal. It's not to say that it's good. I'm not defending it. I'm saying this is not Dateline. This is not a human interest story. This is a layered crime. It's one crime in the furtherance of a much more politically significant crime.
Oh, it's not a human interest story. That's what it is. Okay, what is it? Robot story, fool? What do you mean it's not a human interest story? There's humans in the story, okay? Whether it's government or pedicurists or the victims, there's humans in the story. It's not a human interest. See, oh God. And you know what bothers me? He does it so confidently and he talks so cocky and then makes you feel like you're stupid. So you won't say nothing because he'll be like, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like he's taking charge of the conversation. You don't even know that's what he's doing. It's very disarming because he's kind of a nerd, So like, it's really smart for the government to hijack him.
And all these dumb, they literally just don't have the IQ to understand that.
IQ.
For them, it's just about screeching about the same nonsense every day. They don't understand what they're talking about. They have no idea about anything.
Stop saying, well, I don't want to offend anyone. Well, I know it's an iffy topic, but it's kind of not about that. That's how he starts to get in the door, his foot in the door. And towards the end of all of it, you're an idiot. It's not about human interest story. Look what he does. You see how they do it? That's what they teach you shit in that spy school bullshit. They do that. Like, okay, you start off and slowly getting in the door, your foot in the door, so they won't be discussed and shut off right away. They'll hear you on, and you start building up to the point where you go, fuck the pedicurists, screw them. Because we don't be curious about the kids that got hurt by pedicurists. No, that's how they do it. Look how he did it. Look how he said it. He finally comes out and says it, but you don't come out and say it right off the get-go because you don't know. This would be too obvious. He's trying to slowly.
Crime. It's one crime in the furtherance of a much more politically significant crime.
Oh.
But all these dumb, they literally just don't have the IQ to understand that. For them, it's just about screeching about the same nonsense every day.
Okay.
They don't understand what they're talking about. They have no idea about anything.
Okay, so first it was, it doesn't sound bad. I know it sounds bad, but it's not what I'm saying. And then he says it's about some bullshit. He finally comes out and says it. Yeah.
They hear something they don't like. They say, he's with Israel now. He got paid. I'm sorry. I've been doing this way longer than you. When did you come on the scene? When did you get red-pilled? Last year? 10 minutes ago? When did you start talking about this stuff? Oh, now you're the expert and the gatekeeper.
So pedicures, they're around for 20 years.
I'm done with that. I'm out. Seriously. You don't have to unfollow me because I'm out. This whole movement of Gen X idiots that are obsessed with satanic pedophile elite and psycho conspiracy kookery that doesn't even make sense, this Candace Owens bullshit, I'm out of all that. Seriously. I'm done with that.
Yeah, this is the kid who sat across.
You see how he looked to the right like that? I'm done with it. That means he's lying. He's doing it. I'm sure he knows not to do it, but it's just hard. When you're lying, you know you're lying. You're going to do that. Look at that little loser. I mean, you guys, go watch one of his shows to the end. Well, the comment section, it's just make me rich section. $200, $150, 200. People with no money, idiots, giving this guy this full money for him basically lying to you and telling you're an idiot. Can I have some more, sir?
Satanic pedophile elite and psycho conspiracy kookery that doesn't even make sense. This Candace Owens bullshit. I'm out of all that. Seriously. I'm done with that.
Scratch to the face is a tough.
Yeah, this is the kid who sat across from me.
You see how I did that? And scratch, those are tells. I'll look into the right because he knows he's lying. The scratch, it's hard. It's like, if you're not like a sicko and you're not comfortable lying, it's kind of like standing there naked while people are watching you. You have the urge to want to just cover yourself up. You know what I mean? But when you're lying, it's kind of like that. So you start doing other things, that's how it works.
Said that people that are sub-Saharan just don't have a high IQ. Let me tell you what he strikes me as. Nick strikes me as someone who was really bright in high school. Then he got a little bit of fame and he stopped reading books. That's it. This is what happens. People go, I made it. I don't have to learn anymore. I can just shut off my brain and to keep repeating the same talking points. Because if you do not understand that this is a cult, that the theology matters much more than the politics, okay? This like left-right dialectic, it means nothing until you understand the theology that is guiding these elites worldwide. And it is, in fact, occultic. It is, in fact, satanic. And these are, in fact, ritualistic. It's all over. You need but read articles that are in your face or conduct even a minor incursion into the history of psychology, which was brought upon our shores, our shores, a anti-Semitism, like you call it, to just go, oh, well, that's just all Jews. That's why I don't like Dave Smith. I don't even like Dave Smith, even though he's completely on our side on everything. It's him. That's actually what low IQ anti-Semitism, like you call it, to just go, oh, well, that's just all Jews. That's why I don't like Dave Smith. I don't even like Dave Smith, even though he's completely on our side on everything. It's him. That's actually what low IQ anti-Semitism is. Because to be clear, this occultic ritualistic stuff, these people are gypsies. They exist, in every faith. Let's be clear. Oh, actually, Nick, it's you that is demonstrating that you have a low IQ, or rather that you are trying to tell your audience to stop learning. You're trying to convince them, and by the way, you're trying to convince them that Satan is a conspiracy theory. Keep focused on the minutia. The left versus right? It's Israel versus America. It's not bigger than that. There's no global conspiracy happening. We weren't told that Satan's going to inherit the earth. This is why he also strikes me as someone who does not attend mass regularly. First, because of the way he speaks. There is such a thing as having a Catholic conscience. It's difficult to speak in the manner that he does all the time. If you were attending mass, which he should do, I think it would make him a better person. But far be it from me to give Nick Fuentes any suggestions. Because the last time when I just asked him who he was dating, or like, hey, you're going to get married one day, he lost his mind. He started acting like a raging homosexual, calling me all sorts of things, of course, when he was in the comfort of his own home, and very much embodying the stereotype of women that you see on reality TV. This is actually was his reply to me for asking him about whether he wanted to get married one day.
Sit down and shut the up, bitch! That's what a man has to say.
That is what happened. He got mad. She got mad because he asked about marriage.
Just a general rule. If you have to say I'm a man, which he then follows up by saying I'm a real man, you probably aren't one. Hey, Brigitte, if you got a suit to prove you're a woman, you're probably not one. Real men, their natural inclination is to protect women and children. That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't even think he's really religious. I think like the religion is like a security blanket for Nick to justify anything that he lacks. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I've never been with a girl. Well, what's part of my religion? Okay, why are you saying to go kill Venezuelans to steal their shit? You know what I mean? It's like, anytime there's some kind of like iffy thing in his life, just religious. He's religion, Christian. Oh, I care because I'm a Christian. All right, you know what I mean? It's like some people use religion as a weapon to break through doors to get what they want, like Benny Johnson and them. And even Matt Walsh now, because I don't give a shit what religion, you're not supposed to kill and you're not supposed to condone it, even if it's a casualty of war. But my point is like, he doesn't use it as a weapon though. He uses it as that too, but he uses it as like a shield, a defense. So he's being more defense with his religion. So if I'm like her attacks him, oh, you're like Piers Morgan did, you're a virgin and making fun of him. I'm religious. You know what I mean? So this man, either way, he's not either or. Look, a good person is not going to tell you people's kids' feelings, or 15-year-olds don't have feelings. It's not human nature. You heard what he said. He doesn't give a shit about people. And why would you want to listen to someone like that anyways? I mean, come on. His fans are not leftists. They're right people. They just don't know that he's preaching the left gospel. That he's doing it. That's what he's doing. It's like you're taking a course at the left school of, university. And it's like, wait a minute, you're a right person. You're supposed to be on the right. Why are you studying from a person that's on the left? It doesn't make sense. But he's fooling people. They just fall for it. I just thought it'd take someone like, more manly for them to fall for that badass, I don't give a shit mentality, but whatever. People are weird sometimes.
Women's natural inclination is to...
Anyways, not much more to say. She said it all.
A woman's natural inclination is to respect men when they are exhibiting the attributes of true masculinity, protecting women on a platform and trying to soft sell the definition of pedophilia by saying, well, it wasn't 5-year-olds, and so it's okay. And by the way, to that clip of him yelling, all I can ever see is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Take a look at this.
Sit down and shut the
Anyways, there's nothing more to this, guys. Take care and spread the message. I don't care how you do it. We can't have our next generation of dudes coming under this guy's wing. They'll walk out with penny loafers and limp wrists, you know what I mean? Not in a bad way.